major problem in the United States. Recent government statistics estimate that over 13 million Americans are current users of illicit drugs. Heroin use alone almost doubled between 1993 and 1998. Fighting this problem costs U.S. taxpayers over $70 billion a year. This money should be spent instead on social projects, schools, and other programs that directly benefit citizens and their families. In that, you will find no argument, no matter where you look. Another fact is that our prisons are overcrowded. It has been proven that in the majority of cases, illicit drug use is a crime that victimizes the user more than it does any other people. Still, felons convicted on drug-related charges make up over 70% of America's overall prison population. After serving their sentences, an astounding 80% of these felons make return visits through the court system as repeat offenders. The process goes around and around. But there is a better way. Clinical drug rehabilitation, while existing on a relatively widespread basis since the 1960s, did not come into the national consciousness until 20 years later, when the Betty Ford Center opened in Rancho Mirage, California in 1982. But private rehabilitation is expensive and not commonly available to the average patient who needs the help. In 1989, in Dade County, Florida, a groundbreaking program was created that gave those arrested on a drug or drug-related offense a chance to stay out from behind bars if they could successfully complete the program's requirements of mandatory counseling and drug testing. This unique program, called Drug Court, has become an unqualified success. Each drug court is run by a team which includes the judge, prosecutor, defense counsel, treatment provider, law enforcement, and other allied professionals who carefully monitor the progress of each candidate through frequent drug testing, accountability measures, and counseling. The success of this program has been the catalyst for its tremendous growth in a short period of time. There are now over 1,200 drug courts in the U.S. either in existence or in the planning stages. Part of that success comes from savings of your tax dollars. Recent statistics show that a year in prison for one inmate cost on the average $25,000, while the most comprehensive drug court program costs just $2,500 to $4,400. Keeping drug court participants out of correctional facilities also means far less taxpayer money is spent supporting the vicious cycle of drug offenders moving back and forth from prison to release and back again. In some jurisdictions, repeat offense rates are as low as 4%. When drug users get clean and stay clean, the addict's lifestyle is much less likely to be passed down to their children. Fewer addicts on the street means safer communities for families and children and all of us. There may be no one better qualified to speak about the positive impact that drug court has had than the participants whose lives have been turned around by this remarkable program.
Things got so bad for us that this is where we ended up living. We were sleeping in the dirt, we were digging in trash cans, and we were trying to find some way to stay alive and survive and get off drugs. We had no flashlights, no candles, very little bedding, and things were pretty hopeless. I can remember laying in the dirt and crying night after night, wondering how I was ever going to get my family out of this. This is where we lived and how we lived. We had our bedding back here, and essentially we slept on the dirt. We had a lounge chair that sat right here. We gathered firewood every day throughout the grove so we'd have a fire in the evening. We had a dishpan set up over here for washing dishes and clothes. We had pulled the sprinklers and put them up into the trees, approximately 2 trees over, and that was our shower area. And that's how we lived. Most families have walls and pictures to hang on those walls and furniture. We didn't have that, so what we did was we carved our initials on a tree just like this one. It was a statement that we were back together as a family again, and that we loved each other and we cared.
A little over 3 years ago, I was about ready to lose my job due to my addiction. Thanks to drug court, I now have my job. I've been here a little over 3 years. I'm now production manager. I got married this year, bought me a new car. My car has a little bit of everything on it. I have a great future ahead of me. Today I'm a trusted employee. I have keys to the company. I have 7 men that work underneath me. I love my job, and I owe it all to drug court.
During my drug addiction, I shoplifted to get my drugs every day, and eventually I kept getting caught, going back to prison. I've spent probably 18 years of my life in prison on account of my drug addiction, and on April 1st of last year, I overdosed on heroin, and I guess they brought me back to life in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, and I got into drug court, and ever since April 1st of last year, everything's been nothing but great for me. In prison, there's no treatment. It's just an everyday program. You get up, eat, go to work, go back, shower, go to bed. That's it. That's all you do. There's no kind of rehabilitation in prison. 18.5 years just wasted, just thrown away. And I never seen my oldest kids grow up hardly. And it's really hard. It's really hard on them, and it's hard on me. If it wouldn't been for drug court, I'd either be in prison for life now or 6 foot under. I got a lovely wife and a brand new baby girl I love dearly. And it's just wonderful. I never thought life could be so wonderful without the drugs and alcohol.
Hello, I'm Larry Hagman. Illicit drugs are a big problem in this country, and jail is not always the answer. In a recent poll conducted by the Los Angeles Times, a whopping 73% of those responding agreed that money spent on the war on drugs is misplaced, and that more should be spent on treating addicts rather than putting them in prison. Because drugs can be oftentimes as easy to get in prison as they are on the street, America's drug courts are winning the war on multiple fronts. By helping offenders get clean and stay clean, related crime goes down, the prison population is reduced. And these would-be convicts are returned to being productive members of society, where they become taxpayers instead of tax burdens. If you're asking yourself, why does Larry Hagman care about treatment programs like drug court? Well, for a 40-year period, I consumed alcohol to the point where, without a life-saving operation and ongoing rehabilitation, I would not be standing here speaking with you today. Studies show that for every dollar our government invests in drug treatment, taxpayers save approximately $7. Now, this sevenfold return on investment is impressive and cannot be ignored. Drug courts work. Putting most of these offenders in prison simply does not. Even with their great success, our drug courts are only reaching a small percentage of those who need them. Your support will allow them to reach their full potential, dramatically increase public safety, and save further billions of your tax dollars. It's a great feeling to help one person make his or her life better. And this is your opportunity to help improve the lives of thousands of men and women and families. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you.